You want me to say hello?
Yeah.
Hello. And cue the dogs.
Perfect. I want you to describe yourself in 5 words.
5 words? Whoa, that's tricky. Okay, I would say, well, creative. My mom's told me that I'm creative. Creative, weird. Weirdo. Sorry, stuck on that one. Definitely weird, playful. What?
How weird? Describe weird.
If it was on a scale of 1 to 10, I would say like I'm an 8.5 around most people, and sometimes even even 11 on a scale of 1 to 10. Weird, creative. I'm also like really curious. I like to get to know things about things and people and stuff. You said 5. That was 3, right?
You might say playful.
Oh yeah, playful. I'm definitely playful. I'm a playful girl. I like to be a silly goose and have fun and just like, I guess that kind of ties in with the weird a little bit, but we need 5. Playful, creative, curious, weird, nice. It's like the most obnoxious thing to say. I'm nice. I am nice, though. I'm not a mean girl. I'm not. So kind, compassionate, empathetic. We're at 8 now. Yes.
I forgot to ask if you want my voice in it or if you want to repeat.
I love having your voice in it. I think it's nice. If you are fine with it.
I'm fine. What's something people assume about you that's not true?
Oh, that's a good question. We've got lots, honey girl. It's really hard because the internet is a weird place, dude. It's a very weird place. Oh, the internet's a weird place. Let me just say it right now. I think we're all aware of this. I would say that something that people assume about me is that, well, here's a nice, easy one, that I'm always painting or that I paint every day or that but there's like seasons where I'm painting every day and then there's seasons where I haven't painted in weeks. And it's more like I need to go out and be more still, more silent, and more like just waiting for the inspiration to come. And I feel like with here we go. We're going a little deep. But you know, with the way our world is designed, the birds chirping, it's so beautiful. Just the way our modern world is designed, there's just a lot of emphasis on productivity and output and all these things. Like you need to get your practice in, you need to have something to show for it and post it on social media and all of these things, especially when it's tied to a business like it is for me. And in the last few years, I've realized that the more that I force my creativity and my output, the more misalignment, the more like detached from myself and like my core just essence of creativity is suffocated and just stifled. And so anyway, now when I have a season where I'm not feeling creative or not feeling like I want to pick up the paintbrush, and it's not usually just because of a not wanting vibe. Sometimes it's just like I'm not inspired. I'm embracing that now because those are usually the times when I need to be more inward, more silent, maybe meditate more, go for my little meditation walks, and just kind of observe the natural world and the beauty around me and look at things that are inspiring. What was the question?
How much would you like to be painting versus the balance?
It's gotta be in flow. That's the most important thing. Like I don't want to type A my type B stuff, like my creative side. I don't want to type A it too much. Creativity without structure though is just pure chaos. So having a little bit of that structure and type A-ness. A-ness Yeah. Is nice because then you don't have like chaos. Because the one thing that being married to a severely type A person, like my husband, John Rainey has taught me is that a girl needs to focus. Girl needs some focus. Like he will sit down and for 2 years and all he will do is write a book. That's what he did. And that is crazy for some people like myself who are very type B and who are like, I want to do this over here and that over there and all at the same time. And it's fun, and I think that there needs to be a little bit of that allowed in order for the wild horse of creativity in itself to be just free-spirited and do what it wants to do. Can't be reined in so tightly, but give it a little bit of slack, but not too much, you know? What were we talking about? Frequency of painting. So to go back to the actual question, I don't ever want to be too tightly reined in where it's like, I have to be painting at these times during the week and it needs to be the same or have a routine around it too much, because some days I'm just not in the mood, or some days I would rather read or write and express my creativity in a different way, you know, like playing piano or whatever, because that feels the most in flow. I would say for me in particular, that's what's working best for myself and for like my routine or whatever with creativity, is just making it more about flow and presence instead of like, I didn't get my 30 minutes of creativity in today. I need to like force this painting session to happen. It's more so like, what do I really need today? And making sure that I'm taking the time to be, you know, aware of that and present with that instead of just bulldozing through my day because it's what I said I would do, you know?
Is there anything else that people say about you?
Well, honey girl, there's a lot. That I never make mistakes, that I'm absolutely perfect.
Yeah.
I mean, about anybody on the internet or anybody that you don't know that is just a stranger, you know, putting their life on display in some sort of fashion, there's all these assumptions about like, you know, mommy bloggers or influencers or whatever about how there's like no struggle beyond the squares and the images that you see on the intranet. And I try to do as best as I can. You know, being on camera, it's a weird dichotomy a little bit of like, how real can you really be when there's like a camera and lights and you're talking to a screen and not a person. Today, though, I'm talking to Rachel. You guys know Rachel. So it's just a little bit strange. Like, how do I approach authenticity? And it's weird to even talk about it in that way, like approaching authenticity. Authenticity should just be what it is. And I try to like show my real personality and show like my real thoughts and what's going on in my life and stuff as best as I can, with also the need for privacy, because that's an assumption, is people think they know literally everything about you, and there's like 90% of what is actually going on in my life, in my head, my personal life, my relationships, all the things, isn't even touched on in videos on the internet, because you have to keep some sort of part of yourself sacred and untouched by the opinions, by the beliefs that people form about you and all of these things that come with just being on the internet. And so I think that's a big assumption, is that when people see something online, like maybe I bring up something about my son or finding a school or like this whole move thing that we're doing, and there's a lot that I'm sharing, but there's also so much behind the scenes that I'm not sharing, not because I want to like hide anything from people, but it's just, I need to protect that container of my family, container of my own personal relationship and my walk with all the things that we're going through in life, because there's so many ups and downs. And so if I have everything exposed, then it exposes me to so much outside energy and influence.
You're not a vlogger.
And I'm not a vlogger. Yeah. I wasn't made for that. Yeah. Honestly.
I think the Clarence Chronicles are the most showing authenticity of like, I don't like this crow like this.
Totes. Clarence. Check out Clarence. It's not available yet, but it's gonna be. I just actually, speaking of Clarence, if you want a little update, I just did a little pitch for it. I thought I was gonna self-publish, but I think I'm gonna start pitching it to publishers now, so that's fun. I've obviously have books that are, well, maybe it's not obvious, but I have books that are published. Everyday Watercolor Flowers, and Everyday Watercolor Seashores. You can check them out in your local bookstore or library if you want to just check it out for free. But let's support the little guys, you know. Yeah. What were we talking about? Oh, but I want to pursue publishing Clarence, get it in front of more hands and eyeballs and readers, helping kids learn how to express and put words to their emotions. I make tons of mistakes. Go check out my Clarence Chronicles. I think I did like 7 or 8 videos showing the process of me illustrating the children's book that I'm writing. And there's a lot that gets crumpled up in the process. In fact, Clarence taught me so much about the creative process, even for like writing songs or writing prose, which I don't do, but if I wanted to, maybe I would. And I have a process for it now, about how like, even when it's hard and nothing is clicking, like you just keep pushing. And it was like this threshold of like 10 to 15 minutes. If I could just push through the first like 10 to 15 minutes of something and everything sucked, then I got beyond the 15 minutes and there was like, oh, okay, I'm starting to see where this is going. Like there's that SHITTY, the first draft of like Clarence or anything that I sit down and paint, I'm like, nah, I don't like the colors or I don't like the shapes of that thing. But then you just push beyond that threshold and you kind of start to click into flow a little bit. And if you have the eye of an artist and something I talk about in my course, The Art Within, about analyzing your work, then it makes your creative process of really bringing out what you're trying to paint or what you're trying to create a lot easier because there's kind of a formula to it.
What do first impressions tell you about?
Oh, girl. I'm a little bit extreme and I'm like always analyzing, but not judging. Rachel's in the back going, totally. Yes, girl. First impressions to me, I feel like, well, let's talk about people for a second. I feel like it depends on the energy. Like I cater who, like my first impressions, I'm a little bit Gemini here. We change based off of the scenery and the energy and the environment a little bit. And I like to, what's the word? No, like I like to not demystify. I like to take the barriers or the walls down with people and help, hopefully, especially like if I'm teaching something in person or I'm with like people who are taking a class from me or on retreats or something, I like to hopefully help people like really let the walls down or the barriers down to get to the realness of a person. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like with art, people are really intimidated to show things or to like really share what they're working on. And that to me tells a lot about like the perfectionism tendencies or the inner critic that we all have and that we all struggle with. Some are just a little bit more accustomed to being like, shh, silence. So first impressions wise, I can kind of, not tooting my own horn, but just, you know, because I have a lot of experience teaching art and teaching people in person and reading people and stuff, I can tell what their tendencies will be when I meet them. Like if they're gonna struggle with perfectionism or if they're really type A and they're gonna be good with like more detailed and realistic work, or if they're gonna be better with being loosey-goosey and working that way or more abstract based off of first impressions usually and personalities that come through. So I'm painting flowers because it's the easiest thing for me to paint while I'm talking, and this is our first video of the day, so I'm just getting warmed up here. But I'm actually using this palette that I think I said this in a previous video, but this is like, if you've been following my work for a while, you know that I have opinions about this palette, this type of like eyeshadow, cheap watercolor palette. I don't know what happened to me recently. She's been growing. She's been going through a lot of transformation. But I've been really liking this palette actually and using it a lot in my sketchbook, mostly because of how thin it is. It's not like gonna load up the paper too much. This paper is so thin and so cheap in these sketchbooks, so I need something to be really thin. So anyway, I'm using some baby pinks, this like really girly baby pink right here. I'm using a little bit of this like purpley cornflower blue situation and this bright yellowish green for some flowers. And I'm gonna do some oil pastel or colored pencil over it. It isn't looking like much right now because I've been talking mostly, but you know, just using the Velvet Touch Blooms brush, which is my favorite for flowers, as you guys know. Check it out. Also, just a little side note, Princeton, my favorite brushes, they just came out with this prism brush. It's like, it's shaped like a triangle. It's pointy. It's not a round brush, but it looks like a round brush. And it's in the Aqua Elite series. So it's got all of the goodies in here to hold a lot of water and a lot of pigment. So it's gonna last you a really long time. You don't have to reload constantly, but it's shaped like a leaf. So I love using this brush for my leaves right now. But the hair just like holds so much water. It's crazy, like just craziness, just so much. It mops it up. It's nice. Anyway, but for leaves, it's a nice gem. So let me just do a little bloop, honk. Perfect leaf shape. All you have to do is lower that angle of your brush, put it on the side, point for the tip of the leaf, and plop. Boom, you got a leaf. Love it. I love when things are made easy. It makes my life a lot easier. That's all for now, folks. Thanks for joining. Another week of Jenna's painting sessions. If you want more tutorials from me, all of that is happening now inside my Patreon membership, which you can join for as little as $5 a month. Cancel at any time. We have hundreds of videos in there that you can binge watch and cancel, you know, after you binge watch. I know I'm promoting some, you know, things that might not sustain my income very well, but you know, power to the people. So go check it out. It's jennarainey.com/join-community. And like I said, there's a collection of hundreds of videos in there that are tutorials on flowers, landscapes, loose, realistic, all the things. And that's where all my tutorials are held, along with live art classes every month and art critiques. So if you want your own art critiqued by moi, I do that inside my Patreon. So go check that out, and I will see you in the next video.